Hello V Squad, and welcome back to another episode of VGirl TV. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to my canal de YouTube. Bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube. For those of you who are following me on Instagram, and those of you who watched my last video, you guys know that I left Panama and I am in New York. I'm in Brooklyn, New York, which is my hometown. This is where I grew up. This is where I went to school. And although I am Panamanian, this is where I consider home. So before we get into this video, make sure you are following me on my socials at @VMonroe. Follow my store page at LuxeNLabels __ and follow Pretty Image _ boutique. Anyway, moving forward, so I know a lot of you guys have been asking me like, yo, like, are you going back? Am I leaving? Why did I leave Panama? Well, this is the real reason why I left Panama. There are numerous reasons why I left Panama, but one of the main reasons why I left Panama is because I wanted to get vaccinated for Rona. I don't really care about you guys' political opinions. This is not a political argument. This is also not a political debate. We're not gonna go back and forth about this. Everyone's entitled to do what they feel that they need to do for their body or to their body, and that is a decision that I wanted to make. Unfortunately, in Panama, the process for getting vaccinated is very, very long, and for me, if I stayed there, I probably would not have gotten vaccinated until probably like 2024. It is so slow. Unfortunately, my parents did. Fortunately for my parents, they did get vaccinated, but those were the first groups of people to get vaccinated because they are mayor de edad, senior citizens, what you would call it in the States. Even though my parents look really, really young, they are, you know, retired people. So they were able to get vaccinated. So for me, it was just a really, really slow process, and it just made more sense for me to come back and get it done here. Easy peasy, breezy. And you know, don't say that I told you, but I feel like one of the main reasons why the process is so slow is because they keep stealing the vaccines, okay? Don't say I said it. This is common information. This was in the news. This is public information. I'm not making it up. It was on the news that vaccines are being stolen. So that is actually adding to the slowness of getting vaccinated. So that was one of the reasons. So the first thing that I did once I got here was I scheduled my appointment for my vaccine, which was super, super easy. Literally, as soon as I landed, I went on, the website was like vaccine.gov, something like that, and then you put in your zip code and it gives you a list of where the vaccines are given, and you can go to the nearest one. I personally went to Walgreens, and the process was super easy. And then Uber also has this promotion where they're partnering to take you to and from for free. So once you go onto the website and you select where you want to have your vaccine done, at the end, once you make the appointment, they give you like this little list. Well, not a list, but there's like this pop-up that says, you know, schedule your free ride with Uber. I thought that was super cool. Anyway, guys, I am on my way to get my vaccine. I'm in Uber, and literally we have to wear masks in the Uber, but outside is a free for all, so I'm confused. And then once I did that, I was set. They send you an email, a reminder email. And for those of you who are in New York, you probably already know this, but para la gente que está en Panamá, te voy a decir lo que está pasando acá, porque es muy diferente de lo que está pasando en Panama. And so you just go in, and then after that, they send you an email and let you know, okay, this is just to confirm your appointment. Once I got there, they were so organized. They had like a list with the appointments and the time. They check your name off. Once you get there, they ask my insurance information and let me sit down, told me to sit down, waited a while, verify my insurance, and then after that, they told me to have a seat, and it was literally like super fast. I didn't even feel anything. Like, it literally was like it happened in like seconds. So guys, I just got my first shot. So once you get the shot, they tell you to sit down and wait 15 minutes. If you feel good, you can leave. If you don't, then you have to report it. So I'm waiting for my 15 minutes to be over so that I can go home. Then they told me to wait like 15 minutes. They had like a chair, and they're like, okay, just wait 15 minutes. You shouldn't feel anything, but if you feel anything, you feel dizzy, lightheaded, let us know. And so after the 15 minutes, if you feel fine, you can just go ahead. So I sat down, waited the 15 minutes, and then after I felt fine and I left. So after I got my vaccine, I jumped into the Uber, and this Uber driver was not playing, okay? He was making sure he was Rona-proof. The only thing that I will say is later on that day, like I want to say like maybe like a couple of hours later, like 6 or 7 hours, maybe like 5 or 6 hours later, I got like this ridiculously migraine headache, like a ridiculous migraine headache. It was pounding. But I had read in the pamphlet that that was one of the side effects of the vaccine, was headaches along with other things. So I just took like a Motrin. And then the following day, my arm was sore, which she also had told me that that was going to happen, that my arm was going to be sore. One thing I will say is that the following day, now I really don't know if this had anything to do with the vaccine or this just had to do with the fact that I didn't eat a real heavy breakfast. I went to work out, and while I was in the gym working out, I was doing the steps, and I felt like a little lightheaded to the point where I thought I was going to pass out. So like I said, I don't know if it had anything to do with the vaccine or if it was just because I didn't eat properly that day, and I was doing like heavy cardio. I want to say like 5 or 10 minutes, drank some water, lie down, and then I went back to working out and I felt completely fine. So that was that. Another reason why I am here is because, for those of you who know, Amir's dad lives in Brooklyn and we have an amazing co-parenting relationship. So one of the agreements was that he can live in Panama as long as he gets to see him or spend time with him for the summer. So literally he would spend, I guess, like winters in Panama and then summers here in the States with his dad and his dad's family. And that was the agreement that we had. And because last year he wasn't able to see his father because, you know, everything was shut down because of the Rona, his dad wanted to make sure that he was able to see him this summer. So that is another reason why I am here. Another reason why I'm here is because I hate to burst you guys' bubble, but you know, I am the queen of keeping it real and keeping it funky, okay? It's a possibility that Panama might go back on lockdown, because before I left, that Sunday we were supposed to go to the beach. And if you guys haven't had a chance to see the day at the beach in Cologne video, I will leave it right here. You guys can check out that video. We were actually supposed to go to the beach on Sunday, but they actually had closed down Cologne completely. So it was cuarentena total on Sundays, which we wouldn't have been able to go to the beach. One thing I will say though is that even though we went to the beach on the Saturday, we had to leave extra early because they weren't allowing anybody into Cologne after 12 o'clock. So, okay, not looking too good on my behalf. And I just wanted to feel a sense of normalcy. Like, it is so crazy. Like, it's just like being in Panama right now is like, it's a constant reminder, okay, you're in the middle of a pandemic, we're in the middle of a pandemic, which I get it. I mean, I get it. I understand that, you know, this is pretty serious. Okay, I have lost family members to this, but it's just the constant reminder of things makes it a little bit depressing. So I just wanted to feel like a sense of normalcy, of just being back, just in a place where, you know, it's just normal a little bit, just a little bit, okay? Just un poquito, okay, of normalcy. I'm just gonna be very honest. If Panama goes back on lockdown, I honestly don't know when I will be returning, because last year when we were on lockdown, it was pretty taxing mentally for me, financially, emotionally. Everything was just pretty taxing, and it was very, very stressful for me. My mental, it just wasn't, I just didn't want to be back at that place. So I just needed a break. I'm not sure what is going to happen if they decide to go back on lockdown completely again. I'm not sure what that's actually going to do for the economy. It's just not going to be good. It's not going to be a good look, and I'm just being very honest. So for those of you who are planning to move to Panama, make sure you have some type of backup plan financially. This doesn't necessarily have to be for people that are retired, that have, you know, steady income coming in. I'm talking to those that are planning to move and think that they're going to come to Panama and find a job. Those are the ones that I'm thinking about, or those are the ones that I'm talking to. So, you know, you want to be very mindful of the state of this global crisis, okay? Especially with a country like Panama that's so much smaller with limited resources. You want to, you know, you want to pick and choose how you maneuver in this situation, okay? Another reason why I left is for those of you who you followed me for a very long time, you already know, okay, for the most part, that I have kidney stones. So, you know, I've done a video about this, about why expats leave Panama, and one of the reasons was because of medical issues. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Panama does not have amazing doctors, because there are some pretty amazing doctors. I'm not taking that away. However, because of the laws in Panama that states that the only Panamanian doctors can be doctors. So no foreigners. If you weren't born in Panama, if you're not Panamanian, you cannot be a medical doctor in the country. So that makes it limited to the amount of medical doctors there are to attend to people, right? And so for that, listen, this is in no way or shape or form of me talking back or me belittling anything, but this is the reality of the situation. And you guys know that when you come to this channel, you're looking for the real deal, and I'm going to tell you what the real deal is. So because of that law and the limited amount of doctors, it kind of makes a lot of facilities like overcrowded unless you are going to a private clinic. So for me, because of the kidney stones, my insurance did not want to cover the kidney stones. For whatever reason, they didn't want to cover the procedure, and they wanted me to pay out of pocket, and I was literally not paying $10,000 to take out nobody's kidney stones. Okay, I was not doing that. So it made more sense for me to come back here, see my doctor here, and have the procedure done here. There's nothing wrong with leaving to take care of your medical issues, okay? I am an advocate. If you are blessed, or if you have the means to be able to go back and forth, or, you know, to see a doctor here, why not? Okay, this is not me taking away from, you know, the credibility of the doctors in Panama, but I'm just being honest and I'm just being realistic here. It just sometimes, you know, if it doesn't make sense, then you have to do what's best for you, and that is what is best for me. Another reason why I'm here is because I have so many amazing things that I'm working on. So many of you guys have been wanting to support me in my businesses, and, you know, especially with being what we would call, on my new journey into being a digital nomad. I wouldn't consider myself a digital nomad only because I'm not going from country to country to country. I'm just literally from like one country to another. But that is something that I would like to do more in the future. But part of that whole process is setting up opportunities that don't necessarily mean that you have to be physically there. So that is another reason why I'm here, because I'm, you know, putting things into place and getting certain things organized and getting certain things, you know, situated. So I don't know how long I'm going to be here for, but I will tell you this, okay? If Panama goes back on lockdown, you won't be seeing me there, okay? Your girl will not be there, okay? No. My mental health is so important. My mental health is so important. Like, I cannot allow myself to be put back into that situation. It's like literally, like, I felt like I was in prison, okay? I literally felt like I was in prison. And let's not forget, like, every time you walk in the street, like, you have these masks on, which I get it, but can a girl just, can I get some air? Okay? And the minute you try to bring your mask down for a sense of air, you have the here comes the mask police. Like, I don't feel like dealing with that, okay? Right now, people are in New York are living their life, okay? I don't know if it's a good thing and I don't know if it's a bad thing. I honestly really don't know, but I enjoy seeing that there is some sort of normalcy here, just a little bit, okay, un poquito, okay, just a little bit of normalcy for the most part. But another thing that I realized, like, here, like, I didn't realize that before, is how expensive fruits are. I know this is like super random and like whatever, but I went to Whole Foods. Don't even come for me. I know I went to Whole Foods. But the thing about Whole Foods versus the regular grocery store, and it kind of also depends on where you live. And in Brooklyn, you're not going to get the quality of fruits that you would get in Whole Foods. But I will tell you this, I almost freaking passed out when I walked in and I seen like a fruit bowl for like $8 and it was like this big, because the same fruit bowl in Panama costs like $2.50, $2.75, maybe $3, and that's just pushing it. So I was like shocked, okay? And sometimes you can even get it for $1.50 depending on what part of Panama you're in. So I just realized like the fruits here are really expensive, and yeah, I was not here for it. Like, food is like really expensive. I thought Panama food was expensive, but Jesus, like, almost took me out. It took me out. Anyway, guys, so that is gonna conclude my video. And this is the reason why I left Panama. I am not sure when I'm going to return, okay? So please, people, don't come for me. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I'm gonna go back, but I'm just not sure when. I have to, just tend to my personal business. And once I do that, I will be returning, just depending on how, the government is operating in Panama. But for the most part, I am enjoying my stay. I am hanging out with my loved ones and my best friends and meeting up with some friends. But let me tell you, one thing I will say, that if I feel a bit of cold, I'm out, okay? Quarantine or no, I don't want to feel no coldness. But anyway, we'll see how this works out, how this plans out. Thank you guys for tuning into my video. Be sure to check out my web pages if you guys are in the States and you want to purchase anything off of any of the websites besides the Pretty Image website, which is the Beauty Supply store. But if you want to purchase anything off the clothing website or the VMonroe which is my 100% vegan line, check it out. Make your purchases, and I'll leave all the links in the description box for you guys, and I will also link in all the other videos that I feel like you guys should definitely check out. Yeah, so anyway, guys, as always, peace and love.